Thank you very much for making it.
Thank you, but I want you to correct something.
Yes, sir.
I'm not his advisor, you see. Well, he is my friend, but I needed to put the record straight. We have been working with Cyril from September 1982 up to today. We are friends.
During the days of the NUM.
During the days of NUM. And even now, now what I wanted to correct is that people must not think that because Cyril is the president of the ANC and or president of the Republic of South Africa, it's my friend. I am taking him as a president of the ANC and as a president of South Africa.
But someone also that you advise at a very close level, personal level.
At the personal level, yes. But I want again to clarify, Koli, because if you wanted to put me in a corner to say I'm advising Cyril political and or as the president of the Republic, you are saying to the public that whatever mistakes he will commit, you have to go and ask James Mothatsi. He's confident. No. So we need to correct that.
What we want to do, what I want to do with this interview is get into the mind of the president. And I think you're someone that can understand that and help us unpack that a little bit. First question I want to ask of you is, when last did you meet the president before he announced his cabinet? And what was his frame of mind at the time?
I'm not going to tell you when the last time I met with him. But, look, we met maybe before he announced the cabinet, but we were not discussing about the cabinet. We were discussing about our issues as friends. However, I was interested to say, how are you going to put together your cabinet? And then his answer was that if you were really interested about that, you should have contested the position of being a member of executive of the African National Congress. Then I would be able to tell you what I am going to do. You are not a member of the executive of the ANC and or a member of any structures of the African National Congress. Then we close that.
He's a very cagey person.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind, Ndate Motlatse, that the president is alive to the expectant mood of the South African citizenry. My question to you is, how worried is he about his possible failure in meeting these expectations of a people that have grown extremely tired and have lost patience with the governing African National Congress?
Cody, Cyril has collected his thoughts long before he can even be elected the deputy president of the African National Congress. Cyril always used to say that the problems of South Africa are not insurmountable. The problems of South Africa can find a solution. However, people of South Africa always tend to focus on the negative side of the issues. The problems we are facing now cannot be resolved by Cyril alone. Are problems which all of us are supposed to come together and find a solution. Cyril is a leader. He said a lot. And I think what he has said now more than ever before, he needs to put everything into practice. He selected his team of ministers. Ministers, I believe that he will be able to navigate the process of making life, better life for all South Africans together. There are quite a number of criticisms to say, like if you have heard the public protector now, she is doing his job, her job, I'm not going to enter into that. People are saying, even before the team can start go into the ground, I will tell you some of the criticism. Cyril was supposed to have announced his team at 8 o'clock. He couldn't. And there were those who were saying, yeah, he is not decisive. Look now, he liked to consult so much. He won't be able to take this country out of this mess. He likes to consult so much. Let's look at back. Former President Thabo Mbeki, they were saying the man is a dictator. He doesn't consult other people. You go to former President Jacob Zuma, the man doesn't consult. He doesn't consult the structures of the ANC. He doesn't consult the alliance. Now you have got Cyril. He is not decisive. He likes to consult so many people. He can't move forward because COSATU would like to stop him. Now, what kind of president do we want? If you ask me, whatever Cyril, what he has to say, let us give him a chance. He has set up his team now. Let us allow his team to go to the ground and play. Then, over time, we will be able to say, hey, this team is not the right team. Right. Or what you promise us, you're not going to deliver to us.
I'd like you to pause there for a moment because I want you to listen to this particular soundbite or this person. And I just want you to listen to the message behind what is being said. Never mind the political affiliation. Let's just listen to this for a moment.
The faction against him is well oiled, ready to attack. The cabinet, he goes around saying he's going to reduce cabinet, good for all of us, good for South Africans, but not good for him and his factions in the ANC. They will not allow that. It's not only reducing cabinet. Cyril is caught between a rock and a hard place. Because after reducing cabinet, he has to bring credible people. The Women's League has already made a pronouncement that Bathabile must come back. If Bathabile comes back, it's clear Cyril has not done anything. It's not a new dawn.
Dr. Motlatsi, simple question to you.
Yep.
And I'd like you to be as concise as you possibly can. How much buy-in do you think he has within the NEC of the ANC?
Well, Cyril, now more than ever before, he is elected not only by members of the African National Congress, by people of South Africa. I can see buy-in. I am not, as I said earlier, a member of executive of the African National Congress.
But as an ordinary South African.
Yes, Cyril has to be decisive. People of South Africa elected him. He has got a power to take people of South Africa out of this shenanigan.
What does it do?
With or without those who are surrounding him. Now more than ever before, he has got that power to take the people of South Africa who ultimately elected him. He is no more only a president of the African National Congress. He is the president of the Republic of South Africa. People of South Africa elected him, not only the members of the African National Congress. So, I can hear what Julius is saying. He is politicking. I don't want to enter into that politicking.
But the message, the message behind what he's saying, Dr. Motlatsi, just give me one second. The message behind what he's saying is that if President Ramaphosa does not have control of the party that he leads, he's unlikely to lead government effectively.
I don't really think that Cyril hasn't got the control of the party he is leading. I think he is having a control of the party he is leading. at the present moment. I haven't seen that except too few individuals when he appointed the cabinet on Twitter, the mayor of Ekurhuleni and Tony Yenge. I haven't seen other people out of the ANC saying anything negative about the cabinet appointments.
Let me move on to this particular point, Ndate Mhlatse. The public protector, as you well know, has been a thorn on the side of the president and perhaps some members of his cabinet. I want to go onto a matter that you possibly have intimate knowledge of. I want to first deal with the 500,000 Rand donation to the CR presidential campaign, 2017 campaign. In the president's own opinion, he's appeared before the public protector.
I appeared before the public protector too.
You see, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Telling us
no, let me tell you.
Was it on the basis of this 500,000?
Yes, that 500,000, it was me, James Mutlatse, who went to Mr. Watson. It's not Cyril. Cyril didn't know about that. Because I was a member of CR17 campaign, we look at individuals, and I get to know, I knew Watson for a long time, but I had more than 20 years without coming across with him. But his name cropped up. I phoned him. I went to his head office. I met with Watson, James Mutlatse, not Cyril Ramaphosa, James Mutlatse. And then I said to him, look, comrade, I am a member of CR17 campaign. Would you mind to support his campaign? But we don't want money from your company. We wanted the money from individuals.
Why did you not want money from his?
No, we didn't want money from. No,
it was our. Nothing wrong.
No, it was our approach, right from the beginning, that let's approach individuals, not the companies, individuals. And then I said to him, look, would you mind? And we wanted the money from you, not your company, number one. Number two, we don't want individuals who will say, what is in for me? No. I and Watson, we know one another for a long time. You see, I didn't know
what would come out of the statement.
What would come. But apart from that, I didn't even know how he runs his business.
In hindsight now, do you regret that decision?
Look, if you ask me, if I don't know what kind of a person you are, the last time I saw you, you were a right person. I'm not going to regret. It's for instance, people today.
Do you maintain that friendship with Watson today?
Well, I haven't come across with him. As I said, it was more than 20 years without seeing one another.
But I'm trying to get a sense.
Look,
I think South Africans, now that you mentioned this, I think South Africans would want to know where your relationship stands right now.
Look, I am not going to demonize him for what he has done. You see, I disagree with the method of how he runs the business. Let me make another example. Year 2007, when we went to Polokwane, I was among people who supported Jacob Zuma. Okay? If you can ask me today, am I regretting to have supported him? My answer is simple, no. I am not going to regret because I didn't know how bad Watson was. You see?
Quick question, Ndate Mhlatse. I want to move on from this topic. Has the money been paid back, 500,000 Rand, to Watson?
Well, to my knowledge, it has been paid back through the lawyers' trusts. Okay. I'm not so sure whether it has reached him, but the money has already been paid back.
I want to touch on this particular person now. Pravin Gordhan is another person who's had run-ins with the public protector. He's a member of the president's cabinet. Was it a mistake, in your view, for the president to include him in cabinet? Because with some that you've already mentioned, Mzwandile Masina, say it's actually a violation of the constitution that the president would appoint someone who has a cloud over his head.
Is it really a violation of the constitution? Is it the violation of the constitution? Or we would like to say things which are suiting us? Look, there is a saying by law, innocent till proven guilty. You see, I'm not a lawyer.
In this instance,
now,
recent history tells us that the public protector's recommendations are binding up until the overturn.
Public protectors, I respect the office of the public protector. I'm not going to undermine that office. Even if an individual who means that office, I may disagree with his or her pronouncement, but that office I will always respect it because it's the most important office.
Okay, can I just ask you something very quickly? The public protector, the incumbent in that office, Busisiwe Mkhwebane, do you believe that she is driving some kind of agenda? How do you think the president should navigate this issue with the public protector, whether it's on a personal matter like the 500,000 rand donation or the public?
I don't want to pronounce my views on public protector at all. You see, I don't want it to do that. You see, because the problem in our country is that when we disagree with individuals, we tend to demonize those individuals without following proper channels. I'm not going to talk about the public protector in public. If, in my opinion, she is not doing her job, I think as a citizen, I've got a right to call her and say, Madam, I would like to talk to you.
You've appeared before her. What's
Yes,
your sense?
I appeared before her. She was doing her job. I was responding to her questions.
How did you find her?
Well, I found her as a person I can live with. I don't want to lie to you. She was not arrogant. She asked questions. I responded to her questions. Now, I am waiting for a report. Then, if the report can be either negative or positive, I am not going to come to you and say, public protector, I think, is this kind of a person. I do not really want to cast a cloud about individuals. She has been appointed procedurally. You see, if people are not satisfied about her, let them follow the procedure.
All right. Final question. It has to do with two critical institutions, Eskom and perhaps lately South African Airways.
Yes.
Two CEOs of those two institutions have since resigned. These individuals, the institutions they run, report to the Public Enterprises Minister and the Minister of Finance. There are already statements, Black Management Forum, an institution I'm sure you'll be aware of, EFF, of course, politically there'll always be a thorn on the side of the president. But there is something that they are mentioning which perhaps, or has got to evoke some kind of emotion inside you to say, is there really a purge of black executives at state-owned institutions? Because some are seeking to marry this to how Pravin Gordon's style of management is manifesting itself. What's your sense there?
Look, I have been saying for a long time, let business to run business. No political interference. That's number one. Now, when you look at the state institutions, you are not so sure who is who. Is the board responsible, or is the minister responsible? That is where the dilemma, that is where my personal problem is. Even though they are state businesses, I think the minister, after he or she appointed the board, she must allow the board to run with the ball rather than to interfere.
So if Yane Jahana says there's been blurred lines, blurred reporting lines, he does not know who he accounts to.
You see?
Is that a negative finding on the part of Tito Mboweni and Pravin Gordhan?
You see, that's the problem. That is the problem, because when you look at the business, here where you are, you know who is in command here. You don't have 2 or 3 commanders. To me, let the business to be run as a business. No political interference. When you were satisfied about the appointment of chief executive, you played the role of appointing the board, okay? Don't go for the running of the company, because you don't have expertise of running the company. If you don't have expertise, don't interfere.
Dr. Motlatsi, thank you very much.
Thank you
for affording us your time. Thank you indeed for having come through. Truly appreciate your time. Thank you very much. So that's James Motlatsi. He is the President's personal advisor and, of course, the confidant to the President of our country.